Hey guys, how is everybody? I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's hanging in during these absolutely insane crazy times we have going on. Just really frustrated with things that are happening right now in the world, and I just pray that things get better. But I'm here today. I am excited. I hit 2,000 subscribers, not finally, but I'm just very, very grateful, very thankful. I feel so blessed, and I love you guys, and I appreciate you all so much. All my customers, all my subbies, all my arty friends, my artist and crafter friends out there. I love you all, and I was trying to figure out. This took me a little bit to figure out what I was going to do, and I thought about doing, one just really big box giveaway, and then I thought, no, let's split it up. So I'm going to do. There's 4 prizes here. Okay. So this is going to be number 1, which is some little golden books, some book covers, and book pages. So it's just going to be kind of like a little supply kit of books and pages. And then number two is what I'm kind of calling beads and baubles. So that's going to be number 2. So there's some of my things that I've made in here, and then there's some other fun stuff for you to play with. And then number 3 is going to be a bag of embellishments that I've made. So this is an embellishment bag. That's going to be number 3. And then number 4, I'm just calling fabric. So it's going to be a stack of different fabric things. So I thought I would share the love that way. And what I want you to do is, first of all, be a subscriber. So if you want to enter the giveaway and you're not subscribed to me, please subscribe. I want you to leave me a comment on this video, and in that comment, give me your preference in the order 1, 2, 3, 4 of which you would prefer to win. If your name gets drawn, then I can pick based on your preferences the best I can. So, if all of you put number 1 and, the 4 of you get picked have number 1, then it's going to go to the next thing that's in order of your preference. I hope that makes sense. But that way you'll kind of, if you enter and say you don't really need the little golden books, but you like the beads and baubles, if you're the first person and this is your first choice, then that's what you'll get. So I hope that makes sense. And so I'll do that to my best of my ability, depending on the 4 people that I draw, to give you your choice. Okay? You might not end up that way, but that's how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to leave it open until June 15th of this year. So that's about 2 weeks, until midnight Eastern Standard Time. And then based on how many responses I get and how long it takes me to kind of get that together, give me a couple of days to get the video up to let you know who won. But so those are kind of the guidelines. This is not a sponsored giveaway. This is totally my stuff that I went through. All my fabric bins pretty much, and my beads and my buttons and my charms and my books and papers and my handmade stuff, and just picked out some things that I thought would be fun to share. Okay? So anyway, that being said, so I'm going to slide these 2 things out of the way, and I'm going to kind of real quickly go through this. I'm going to try not to, I'm not going to go through every little thing, because maybe some of it will be a surprise. So the first one, there's several little golden books, and these are some that I had more than one of, and some of I didn't. So Prayers for Children, Sailor Dog, The Pokey Puppy, Lions Mixed Up Friends, which is really cute. I really like this little book. I love them all. These are some of my favorites, okay? And then the New Puppy. These are all intact. They're in good shape. The New Puppy is, there's some pages torn out of it, but a good majority of it is still in here. Still a super cute book. Would make a really cute journal. You could just use the cover, use the pages other places. And this was a little bit different than the standard New Puppy. I've just put one in my shop. It has a little boy with the holding the dog. This one's really cute. I like it. This is just a cover. This is a Childcraft cover. This is just a red, you know, book cover. The Tortoise and the Hare is just a cover. Prayers and Graces for a Small Child is just the front and back cover. And then there's just a bunch of random book pages. There's kids book pages. There's vintage book pages from a handyman book. Just random, lots of random book pages. Cookbook, some flower books, gardening books, and then a couple of big map pages that I had to fold over. So this would be great, a great glue book pack, some books to make other journals. You could do a lot with this one stack. So that is giveaway number 1, okay? And then number 2, so I have a tassel in here. I made a bunch of these tassels a while back, and I still have quite a few of them. And I thought I would include one of these in here, and I put a little garment pin so you can hang it on something. And then there are beads, and one of my little beads that's got a German, this is a German bead, it's a German glass bead, and this little bead charm here. There's a wrapped key in here. Whoops. There's a wrapped key in here. There's a little owl. There's some wood heart buttons, some jewelry pieces, some vintage. I put one from each color, I think green, yellow, red, and blue. Some of the vintage wood beads that I have in my stash. Just a bunch of little fun stuff for you to play with. There's a little turtle charm. I put one of my little crystal wrap beads in here that you can use on a charm. Just really random, you know, just random fun stuff for you to play with. And then in here, there are a few of my, a couple of my handmade buttons. One of my charms. I'm not going to take all this out because I want you to kind of be surprised. There's some vintage, a bunch of vintage buttons in here. So this is a fun little goodie bag of little baubles and buttons. And then one of my charms that when I did the fabric covered journals, I pulled this particular set of charms out of the shop. And this was one that I hadn't used yet. So I'm putting in here as a giveaway. So you get that charm. One of my paperclip charms that has this really pretty little lace on it around some pink fabric in there. So you'll get the paperclip charm, and you'll get 2 of my paper clips that are now stuck together. Let's see. Okay. Yay. 2 of the little paper clip charms that you can add onto your journals. Okay. So that is number 2. And then number 3, you will get a rather large piece of my handmade scrappy washi tape. And this is all vintage quilt and ticking pieces on this. And then you will get one of my handmade scrappy ties. That is a vintage quilt and some other vintage fabrics on here, and mixed in with some newer, like some of these are newer fabrics, like this right here. This little fabric is vintage, but it's newer. This came off a quilt, ticking, you know, all that good stuff. So this one's totally random, and most of it's vintage pieces. This is a pretty long tie. It's right at 5 feet. So it is long. So you can cut it up. You can use it as a wrap, however you want to. So that's that. And then I added a bunch of my other embellishments in here for this particular part of the giveaway. So you will get some of my scrappy flowers. You'll get one of these scrappy flowers, and you'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the rolled scrappy flowers. And then I had somebody send me a bunch of really cool little yo-yos. So there's several yo-yos in here. Well, there were. Where'd they go? I thought I'd put more of those in there. Okay, well, there's just that one yo-yo right there. I thought I'd put more. I'll add a couple more of those to this. So you get those. I may have put some in that bag. Excuse me. And then these are some, back when Jessica Rapp started showing her videos on the clusters, I had made a bunch of these. And I still have quite a few, had quite a few in my stash, so you'll get these little cluster embellishments. And then there's a little tag, vintage book page tag. And then on the kids side of this, you'll get this handmade tag. You will get this handmade tag. So this is using file folder and scraps of paper, and this was a pretty little studio die cut. So I gave you a dog and a cat. Here is a Winnie the Pooh book page, and this is the index card tag. And this is one of the index card tags that I made on the video that I showed. You'll get a Bambi pocket. These I made a while back out of a Bambi book page. And then on the back part of this is I was using grocery bags. So those are really cool to use to paint on or to use for pockets and stuff like this, because they're a little bit sturdier. So you get one of those, and then you'll get one of my music page envelopes that I made when I did the little rabbit books. Get that. And a Richard Scarry envelope that I have left for you to use how you like. This is out of the little engine that could. And then this book page, this is two really large book pages out of one of those Rand McNally large children's storybooks that I made pockets. So it's a big kind of pocket page. This would be great as a journal cover if you wanted to use it that way, or inside of a journal, and you can stash some of your goodies inside of that while you're working on a journal. So this is number 3. So this is the embellishment pack prize. Okay, so that's that. Get that out of the way. Oh, and a random scrap of paper there. And I'll add some of those I thought I had put some more yo-yos in there, and I didn't, unless they got stuck somewhere else when I was putting all this together. I started this video, put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and got 9 minutes into the video, and I got a phone call, and so irritating because I have to start all over again. My video won't pause and let me go back to it. So, but anyway, not your fault. So I had to kind of put this back together again. So this is number 4. Okay, I'll say number 4. Yeah, this is number 4. So this is all fabric. So there are several cotton lace doily flowers from a bigger piece that was, it was not in, the greatest shape, so I didn't feel bad cutting it apart because it was torn in several places, but I got a lot of flowers out of it. So there's several of these little flowers, and then the little bitty ones in there. I'm not going to pull all those out. I think there's 5 or 6 of them in there. So you get that, and then you get this really pretty little piece of vintage cotton lace, and then these really pretty, all of these I picked up at my, most of these except one piece I think I picked up at my favorite store that I like to shop at. You'll get some of these little flowers. And then these are some little like end pieces off some other fabrics that I cut that are really fun to use if you're going to do snippets or just on the edge of a pocket or just as little pieces. You can cut these in little pieces. They're fun to play with. And then this is gorgeous. This I just picked up last weekend when my favorite store opened back up, and it's beautiful. And I'm not sure if this is called tatting or not. That's what it looks like to me, or that's what, yeah, beautiful. So there's about a yard of this, okay, that I put in there. And then this little piece, this is a larger, from a larger piece. I actually used some of this in my heritage journal that I need to get to work on. I just had somebody ask me about that, and I need to get to work in that. So there's a piece of that. And then this I recently picked up at my store, and this is a huge linen napkin. It's double that size. I'm not going to open it all up. With this beautiful, and I'm not sure what this is called, so y'all have to tell me, but it is these little stitches in here, this hand stitch, you can see that. You'll see it if you win this, but anyway, this is really beautiful, and this can be used in a lot of ways. It's scalloped all the way around the edges. I picked up a set of these, and I just thought it was beautiful, so I included that in here. This is not vintage. This is sort of a, this was a white, more of a synthetic type lace, and I coffee dyed it, so I put about a yard of it in here. And then these are super cute. I found these. These are like the little hand towel or a little handkerchief, like a little small one with the little chickens on it. And I bought a set of these at my favorite store, and I hadn't even used these or that tatting yet, but I've got some plans for these. I think they're super cute. Another vintage linen, and this one may have been gifted to me in a stack, but I'm sharing because I have so much of that. Then there's a tea towel with the little teacups on it. I know if you've watched any of my videos, you've seen these before because I have used these. I use these in one of that little tea party journal. One of these pieces that I've been hoarding, because I want to scan some of these, but I'm going to share one. See this really pretty vintage piece. And this is a large, it's a piece of like a tablecloth. It's not the whole thing, but it's nice pink linen. And then on this corner, you've got the, on two corners, you've got the little daisies. Really pretty. Then you'll get this large piece. I have quite a bit of this, so I shared a nice size piece of this. This was actually gifted to me, and she gave me so much of it. I thought I would share. It's gorgeous. Great for pockets or layering in vintage journals. And then this is a piece of, this was actually, I sold some of these pieces in some packs a year ago. I had a few of these pieces left from this was from an old layered, it was a christening gown, probably from the 70s, something like that. So I put a couple of pieces in here. It's stained and stuff, but this is great for layering. And then just some other fabrics, sort of random, you know, I kind of tried to keep like sort of vintage stuff here. And then this is vintage, these are little quilt pieces. So I added a few of these. Oh, there's another one up underneath there. These I recently found at my favorite store. And I got a bunch of them, so I'm sharing some. So these are really cool. So there's those. And then I still have a lot of this fabric, so I put a couple of pieces of that in there. So this is enough. This is a big enough piece to probably cover, you know, do a cover of a journal here, okay, of a smaller journal. Or you can use it in pieces like I've done. I've used it for pockets and tabs and things like that. And this is a little bit smaller piece. I still have, y'all, when I bought this fabric, I bought this particular piece of fabric at a thrift store, and I'm pretty sure it was a whole bolt of fabric because I still have some of that left. And I've used it, I've shared it. I sent Renee some of it, I sent Phaedra some of it. I think I sent Jessica some of it. And I have this, I debated on parting with this because this is my last piece of this toil fabric. But I thought, no, I'm going to be generous because I want to share with you guys, and I'm really sharing, you know, some of my favorite things. And then some that I have just a multitude of too, you know. So this was some really pretty fabric that was also sent to me in some Happy Mail. And it was a huge, huge piece, and I still have a lot of it, and I've got some plans for it. I'm going to make a fabric journal out of maybe one or two out of this particular fabric. So it's it's not a thick upholstery type fabric, but it's almost like a drapery type thickness. So it's really pretty. So I added a piece of that in there. And then for fun, I put some baby pieces in here. So this is like a strip of this little, it's like a light flannel, and it's got the little deer and foxes and raccoons on it. And then this is a piece, Renee actually sent me these two pieces. And this was I believe it was an old crib sheet, a vintage crib sheet. So I have a lot of it. I think it's super cute. It's got the little ducks and the rocking horse and the little bears on it. So I gave you a pretty good sized piece of that. And then a fairly large piece of this bear fabric would be fun. And I've got this teddy bear book, this old teddy bear book that's really cool. It's big. And I think eventually I'm going to do a journal out of that, and I'm definitely going to use some of this in there. But I thought this would be fun to add. It's a very nice fabric. So this is number 4 if you're interested in the fabrics. Depending on whose name gets drawn and all that good stuff, we'll just have to see what happens. But I hope you guys like what I put together. I just really wanted to say a very special thank you to you all for all your love and support, and supporting my shop and supporting my channel, and just, you know, just a thank you for everything. So number 4, number 3, number 2, and number 1 are the hold on, number 1. Okay, so you just have to again be a subscriber and leave me a comment on this video and tell me your preference of the 4 prizes in order. You know, 1, 3, 2, 4, you know, whichever one you know is your choice. And I will keep this open until June 15th. And thank you all, and I love y'all, and stay safe and well, and see you soon. Bye.